over here in Parsboro, Nova Scotia. A lot of you have been making a lot of comments about the eagles and so forth, and how they should not be in the forest where they actually live at and so forth, which is kind of stupid. Oh, don't be caught in the woods, eagles. Like, where else do they live? They don't live on rocks, honestly. But yeah. I'll catch up with you guys when we get down to the beach a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Driving with one hand is such a bad idea, but I'm gonna have to somehow, you know, simultaneously, I'm not gonna drive that fast while with one hand though. How it is. Woo! The tide was in, and we're heading out. A little bit more of a close-up. Damn. Okay, yeah, this is a little bumpy. That's because we're going near more of the cliffs. The further you are from cliffs, the less rockier it gets. Because a lot of the time, cliffs will, well, rocks will fall off cliffs and so forth, as you can see. So over this area, we're going to have to drive super slow. Because if I was driving fast and I ran over that, that would have been very bad. Let's try this. It's just kind of how it is when it comes to how cliffs are, you know? Most of the land, if not all land, is older than man. So our comprehension of this type of ecosystem and the rules of it, we still don't fully understand after all these years. So there's one thing for certain, and that is if you see rocks falling down a cliff, you better not be near them, because that's gonna freaking hurt. That's some good advice for me. I'll go back right to you guys when I get into a more safer area. Alright guys, so I got the green ATV back over here. My grandfather's all the way over there. And I'm gonna bring you guys over here. Because we're gonna learn something today about perspective when it comes to the water. So I told you earlier when we were over that way that the water goes to a specific point, but I also said that it's because of the tide. Now, as everyone knows, and the reason why the earth is not flat is because if it was flat, then the entire area here would not be on a hill. And the fact that there are hills mean that the earth is not flat. So that's the number one lesson for all you flat earthlanders. Anyways, go team round earth. Anyways, so the other thing too is there's also seaweed. Now, as you guys can probably tell, a lot of these stones are a lot bigger the closer you get towards the water. That's mostly because of the fact that a lot of the bigger rocks and so forth over time had just fallen down towards here. So why does this matter? Well, because eventually it makes little tiny ponds and so forth that will trap in various different types of species that usually go within the tide and so forth. And we're going to check to see if we can find any. For example, as you guys can probably tell, there is a bunch of these snail-like creatures. Actually, well, they are just snails, but let's actually place our finger underneath here and lift up to see what's underneath. Not much. There's not a single creature in here. Honestly, it might be for the best because there are a bunch of sea creatures that would absolutely scare me. Because I'm not sure if I got the right name listed or anything, but there is this one fish called the skeleton fish, and it looks like an angler fish that had an anorexic diet, was really bony, and didn't have his lantern. It's kind of oh my gosh. Wow. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right here, guys. I think this is a fossilized tree. And there's dots all around it. Okay. Yeah. That's a good find. That's what I'm talking about. See, I would have never found that if I just didn't explore. That's a great find. I'm so happy about myself. It's not a dinosaur, but it's pretty cool anyways. Yeah, let's show the grandfather of this. Just checking around. I don't know. This might be either the best find I found so far of this year or the second best, depending on the ripples. You won't believe what I just found. Take a look at it.
Oh, isn't that a beauty? Wow. Yeah, that's a nice stem, isn't it?
That's a big one, eh?
Yep. Wow. That's a beauty.
Yeah, you can actually feel the bumps and ridges and so forth.
Nice. What?
What?
Fine, Brett.
I literally was just explaining about why bigger rocks are near the water over the small rocks up here. And I saw this, right? Just sitting there casually.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to say that this beats it, as this has taken the first place over the ripples I found the other day. I don't know if you guys seen that episode, but if you haven't, you better, because a lot of really cool, interesting rocks were found. This is a stem. Look how big it is. That's like, I'm literally holding a prehistoric stock in my hands right now. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna place it on the seat. Yeah, he makes a good point. When you're collecting stones and so forth, you don't want to place all the fossils and stuff beside the other rocks, because then it loses its value. Like, I'm not sure how immensely valuable that is. I don't know if I would want to sell it, because that's definitely a treasure I want to keep. Not sure if I'll be able to bring it with me though to Ontario whenever Air Canada stops a strike. But yeah, that just motivated me a lot more. So when we found that stem, it was about around here. So there could be a chance we could find either more of it. No way. No way. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No freaking way, dudes. Back to back giant stem. Okay, yeah, we're coming back here. Okay. Now I memorized everything. Yep. Oh my gosh. I went to go back. I was literally just saying, hopefully we'll find more pieces of the exact same stem. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. I'll have to get a wash and stuff.
Isn't that a beauty?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to hire a truck, take this all back for you.
Right? Oh my gosh. This is amazing. It's no dinosaur, but it's certainly something. What is this right here, actually? Okay, so, yeah, look at that. 2 stems. And then there's whatever this thing is. What is that? Looks like I found a prehistoric horse foot. I don't know. What's this right here? What is that?
I think it's stained, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's a casing, Brett, but yeah, I don't think it's too much.
Oh, so it's not like a footprint or anything?
No.
Drats. Oh well. Yeah, I'm going back there. I'm gonna see if I can find a third piece. Not yet. Okay, so if we could find one more piece of the stem puzzle, I'll probably be very set. Now you guys are probably wondering, how do I know that's a stem, right? Well, back in the Triassic, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous era, some of the trees back then had seeds and thorns on the sides, and that's exactly what that was. So if we can potentially find more, that would be pretty solid. Like, finding 2 or finding 1 was amazing, let alone 2. Wow. So it's kind of And it's not that hard to find either. I just need to remember where I actually found the other two pieces, because, you know, those fell quite a distance. So it's actually a miracle that we even found both pieces near each other like that. See, like this right here, for example, this is a part of a stem, but this is not a part of the same stem. But you can kind of tell, because if you look very, like, I can't really show you guys for the camera, but there is like a bark in trail and the groove right there. So that's just too big of a rock, so we're not going to take that, obviously. But that's kind of like a small example of a in-grooved fossilized stem. What I found was an actual stem itself, like the actual outside of the stems, which is crazy. There is a possibility we could find footprints. As to whether it be from a dinosaur, that's up for debate. But because a long time ago, like I said, I found one of an amphibian that was around way before the Triassic era. See, even this could look like a fossil, but it really isn't. Yeah, so this is around the area where I found those two pieces. So you might actually find a piece yourself. Yeah, but it was worth it. Yeah. I just specifically walk on the big rocks. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, so yeah, so I definitely moved a rock right here, so it must have been around here that I found the stem, because the second stem I found was right here, which means that we could be either going away or going too far ahead of any more signs of the stem. But even if we don't find a third stem, finding two of them was already really good enough. And who knows, we might find the third piece with a little dinosaur footprint on there or something. The likelihood of that is very uncertain. Probably very low, but you know, man can always dream. So, okay, so let me see. That was a really good find, though. I'm actually so proud of myself. Does this look like a turtle shell to you? I can't tell. That's something interesting, though. Okay. Where is more stems? Huh. Ah, this caught my eye. And the shading of it kind of looked like the side of it, like kind of like a turtle shell, but I don't know. I'm going to call that a big L and just leave it there. And let's see if we could at least find one more really good one. Huh.